So it begins.
Hello everyone, good morning. I just realized I don't have my big light in my face and I think I'm enjoying it. If the green screen becomes too ugly to look at, I'll go and turn on the big light. But for now, I enjoy not being blinded by the light. Good morning. I hope you're doing great. I've just eaten my breakfast as fast as I could. And I do have my coffee. Coffee is life, definitely. Welcome on in, guys. So lovely to see you. I have seen Fox. You were the very first today. Congrats. Sikor on YouTube. I hope it's not going to be too lonely over there. But I definitely appreciate you being there. Prof, of course, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to be here. I really appreciate that. And 90s, of course. It's been a while, 90s. How is it going? How is the drawing going? I saw there was another event that you were taking part in, and now I forgot. My brain, 3 o'clock. Oh, Prof. I feel so bad. There, have my coffee. I feel so bad. O.C. Galal, that was the name. And how is it going? It's nothing like that first sip of cappuccino. Okay. Now I'm ready. I'm ready to function. First of all, a little apology. I plan to do Indiana Jones because it's been forever, right? And so this morning I get up maybe a couple of hours before the stream starts, which normally is enough time to update a couple of mods and make sure my latest save is still working, that sort of things. And I knew I had to update Ashfall. So I went ahead, I went to the Nexus, and then you know what I do. I just go for browse all mods. And any mod that says update available is a mod that I have that. No, please, no hiccups. If I got the hiccups during the stream, that's going to be problematic. Hopefully not. And so I go, oh yes, this one I need to download because it's installed on any of my installs. And that's what I was doing. And this is what I got. Oh my God, modders are nuts. I have not updated my mod list in a month. Real life, busy, doing other things, blah, blah, blah. And so I realized this morning that I would have to update all of these mods and there's no way I can do that in an hour. Not happening. Even if I did it the butcher way, where I download and then slap the new version on top of the old one and hope that it works, even if I did that, it would take me more than an hour. So yeah, I did not update my Indiana Jones mod list. And at the same time, and this might be on me, and that's my stupid brain being that way, but when I know that I have this many mods that need to be updated, I just cannot bring myself to enjoy my current mod list because I know it's not right. It's not, updated. So even Tetra got an update. Can't have an outdated Tetra. So many mods and like major mods. Basically Melchior has updated a whole bunch of mods. Abbott has updated a whole bunch of mods as well. And these are two modders. I have basically every single mod. Untrue, not like most of their mods. Most of their mods. So obviously that's Ashtar also updated his mod, some of Merlord's as well. Long story short, guys, I cannot, in good conscience, play Morrowind Indiana Jones Challenge because there are too many mods that I need to update. So instead, I'm gonna do something that I'm supposed to do today as well. So this, I'm gonna minimize it so I keep it, and instead we're going to look at the new mods published this week, like between the 8th and the 16th, and you're gonna help me decide which mod is the mod of the week. I kind of like not being responsible for that. Last week, by the way, not too surprisingly, I ended up picking ooh, Prof, did you see? Did you see? Your interview is out. So everyone, I'm gonna chuck that in the chat. This is the latest written interview with Prof Armitage. I really hope I didn't leave any typo in there. I hope not. Have a read. It's always interesting to find out about, you know, the modders, the people behind the mods. Always. There's also the interview with Alien Sloth. But I digress. So last week, that was, not too surprisingly, the top choice ended up being the NPC soul trapping. It's just too good. It's just too good. It feels a little cheap to say, oh, this is the best mod, when it is, quote, air quote, that's a lot of quotes, when it is just code. But honestly, it's so not immersive. Like, it's done in a way that is completely integrated into the game, that fits so perfectly. And runner-up, Keris's mod came on a tongue because we love quest mod. And we know just how much work that is to pull a mod like that together. You're gonna read. Good. No, don't hide. You have to know something, guys, is that Prof is possibly the most modest person that I have talked to, at least in the Morrowind modding community. Read the interview. Read it. All right. So this is what we have this week. This one, you guys are going to remember it. Morrowind 2, Snorkel Revenge. I'm glad that I'm gonna go with he, I guess I should say they, if I don't know. I'm glad they re-uploaded their Morrowind 2, which I had tried. I don't know if you guys remembered. That was a journey. That was a trip. Maybe a treat as well. I guess my brain was hesitating between the two. Essentially, those mods are gigantic memes. That's what they are. So it is funny, and you have to go along with it. Obviously, if you are like, even if you're not a purist and you see this in your game, you're gonna go, what? This is terrible. This is rubbish. But matter of fact is, it is still an awful lot of work. That's from the Hell mod. Oh, ugh. It is still an awful lot of work, and it is quite fun. Like, you need to go along with it. That's the thing. Mickey D actually made a video about the Hell mod. Let me find that for you. Oh, that's me. I'm live. We're live. Oh, it was there. Morrowind
So
is
how's it
hell.
going, sinners and welcome?
Shh, I'm not. It's not that I don't want to hear Miki's voice. That's definitely not it. It's just that I don't want to broadcast someone else's stuff. So if you're curious about the hell mod, check it out. Obviously, Mikiri makes it a lot of fun, and you will see that even though, okay, it's crazy, some of the textures are disgusting. There might be a few things floating. I think we could see, which is so funny, that the thumbnail selected to illustrate the mod has this. Obviously, in a mod, you would never want to see that. But despite its flaws, it's still a lot of work, and it's funny. It's funny. Go along with it. So this will not be my mod of the week, because I would not recommend anyone to keep that on their mod list forever, but it's fun to give it a go. You watch it on Mikiri's channel, and there you go. Also, Mikiri, who is an absolute prince, for a couple of reasons. The first one, where am I? There we go. The first one is he agreed to do the interview with me, which is super cool. And then he even told his people that he did the interview. And look at that. My goodness. 2,000 views on a video. I don't have that. Okay. I only have a couple of videos that have more than that. So don't be surprised if my ego is sort of bursting out, because now I'm a big YouTuber. When it's not me, it's me, Kitty, but you know, there it is. All right, that's Morrowind 2, so yeah, give it a try, go for it. Not the mod of the week. Oh yes, I have to talk about the hoodie later. I got a feeling I'm never gonna tell you about the hoodie, but Morrowind. And I love my hoodie, that's not the point. Macom Corpus Stalker, I think this is actually a re-upload. Because there's already one, and I'm going to assume it's the same person. Outdated, right? So it's a remake of a previous mod. Well, they certainly look diseased. What I like though is that they really look like Dunmers. And also, to be honest, I think they look good, and don't hate me for that. I think they look good, partly because they don't really remind me of Macom's faces. Now, Macom's faces, I know a lot of people use them. CK? Let's find a good example. Here comes Tide Player ahead. I should have gone with the first one, but not the Khajiit. I mean, this is a good example. Macom's faces are actually, these are, I think I quite like the orcs. I'm quite fine with the orcs. For the other, that would be Bretons. I don't see all that much difference, I guess. So for me, I got a feeling that everybody has the same face. And then looking at the Dunmers, they're good because they look more alien, which is perfect for Morrowind. But I still like my eye candy, or maybe I'm just used to Wesley's. I feel that they're too similar. Maybe I should give it a go though. Like when I watch Dark Elf Guy's videos, he uses Macom's head replacer, and they sort of always jump at me. I don't know, maybe it's because they're really high definition compared to the rest of the game. I don't know. Maybe I ought to give it a go. What about you guys? Which one? Yeah, the orc. Looking at the orc, I go, yeah, that's nice. the orcs. I really do like the orcs. And I normally don't like orcs. So this is a better version of a race that I don't find particularly attractive. I don't know, I'll have to try, but I have to say I do like Wesley's. And also I've taken a lot of time. I'm gonna plop it there in the chat if you want to give it a go. This is Macom's heads. Well, yeah, with Wesley's, there's the plugin-less replacer, which I use as a base. And then Wesley made a shit ton of faces and hairstyles as well. But some of them are a little like you got purple tattoos and like things that are blue, like turquoise blue. I'm looking around for turquoise. I don't have turquoise. That's because I'm not 12 anymore. It used to be my favorite color, like a true teenage girl of my time. But like things that are just, even for me, I'm not a purist, but I was just a little too much. And to tell you how much I'm not a purist, I've been running around with wings because they look cool. Okay, and that wasn't such a long time ago. That was oh god, that was quite a few years ago though. 7 years ago. Oh well, I don't know that I would use wings again. Actually, I've changed. I've matured. Let's put it that way. But yeah, some of Wesley's faces and the hair also purple, pink, blue, like ooh. And so I spent an awful lot of time reassigning faces for most of the NPCs, unless those that were blocked, like those that you're not supposed to edit, you can, kinda. But I spent a lot of time, like in a construction set. I took 100 NPCs. Actually, not yeah, I did. I took 100 NPCs, put them in the render window of the construction set, pull one out, say, okay, you're a Breton male, you're kind of old, and then went through all the faces to pick one that I thought would be suitable. For the hair, it was a little more random, but anyway, it took me a long time to do that, so I kind of want to use it after all the effort. But going back to this one, it doesn't remind me extremely of Macom's faces. Oh, something really important. But if you go for Macom's, you have to know that unlike in the game, you know, you select your face and it's just a face, and then you select your hair and you have the ears that come attached with the hair. And Macom didn't do that. It's the opposite, where the ears are attached to the face and then the hair don't have ears, which is logical, that's fine. But then if you have any other mod with new faces or new hairstyle, you're gonna have earless NPCs. Could you have double-eared NPCs? You could. I've never seen that in my game, but you could actually see that. So if you go for Macom, then you need to go all the way and not have anything or any hair and face that is not Macom compatible. Never played as an orc or a Breton. Okay, do you have a Sikor? Do you have a race that your go-to race, or you must have some? Pariah, welcome on in. Rather earless than double-eared, yeah. You could be a mutated elf. I don't know. I was playing Morrowind a while ago, and you raised me. Just came to say you raided me. Oh yes, I remember, Pariah. Welcome back. Well, I mean, hi again, because that's, you understand. I hope you're still enjoying your Morrowind. Special game that is going to be 20 years old. You go for Dunmers, Nords, and Red Guards. Okay. I'll be honest with you, for the longest time, I would play Breton or Nord for the simple reason that with vanilla game, the only pretty face is the second Breton face for a female. And then with the Blood Moon expansion, The Nords got new faces, better drawn faces, in my opinion. So I would play those races just because they're pretty. Yeah, very shallow, I know. But since I've started doing the permadeath, where I kill a lot of characters and then I create a lot, I'm playing all kinds of races, and that actually helps me, forced me to try and play different styles. So I like that. Pariah, you love it. It's been great going back to it. Zikor, I was a teenager when it came out. I wish I could say that, but no, I was already a grown-up person. Elf races have been my go-to. I hardly play the man races. And what about the beast races, like Argonian and Khajiit? You don't play those either? Playing them all make fun story making. Absolutely, absolutely. It's when you say, you know, I'm gonna play, I like that one, I'm gonna play an orc, but I'm a smart orc, which the amazing Bat Boy, hello. Bretons are great, but man, they end up with the short end of the stick as far, yeah. Again, there was one, like the one with a ponytail, vanilla hairstyle, that was my go-to. Frankly, vanilla hairstyles, especially the textures with the big brown and lighter brown streak, or brown and purplish brown. It's like the game is 20 years old, okay? So keeping in mind that it was pretty graphically amazing 20 years ago, and now we have mods to go for the style that we want. So everybody wins. I've almost exclusively played Redguard since release. How come? Why Redguard? I mean, Redguard with a longsword for a first playthrough, that's a pretty nice build. Like, you can't really mess up your build, I would say. But yeah, better to use more. And I was going to talk about the smart orc. For those of you who have played, oh my god, Arcanum. When you get to the large city, I forgot names. Coffee. Say coffee as if coffee is going to help me remember. No, it's not Trentor. What is Trentor? Trentor is Foundation, Asimov. What is the name of the large city in Arcanum? Help me. Please be my brain. Tarrant. Thank you. Tarrant. When you go to Tarrant, there is that museum, and there's an half ogre, I think, who's pretending to be dumb, but in fact he's really, really smart. And I really want to look. I really, really want to play an orc, but like a smart orc, and roleplay that in particular. We'll see. Me and my buddy just picked it on release day, and it's been a nostalgic pick, tradition almost. I get that. Didn't want to look like, yeah, for the Breton, you have that, yeah. Which doesn't exactly spell heroic. It doesn't. Played Khajiit for many years in Morrowind before finally changing. Funny story, Khajiit, like beast races, I was never drawn to them because vanity player, I like my character to look good. And I honestly didn't think that the Argonians in particular, but also to some extent the Khajiits, I didn't feel like they looked really, really good. Not in Morrowind, definitely not in Oblivion. Yeah. But then in Oblivion, not too many races actually look good. Skyrim was the first time where I was like, Argonians, not bad. But for me, the game that changed my perception of beast races, and that's when I'm gonna lose all of you, hopefully not, it was Elder Scrolls Online. I find the Khajiits and the Argonians in Elder Scrolls Online so good looking. So good looking. So after I came to that conclusion, and I was the first one shocked, because it's been years where I would actually not play beast races because, I would say SO. But after that, I actually went back to Morrowind and said, okay, let's see if we can mod those Argonian and those Khajiit to look a bit better. And so now I'm quite happy to play them. Like, they look cool as well. It's just, perception, I guess. Oblivion was horrendous to all races. I think it's fair. Kormigoni. No, that's the next. No, Kormigon. It's the exclamation mark. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. I'm supposed to tell you about the Morrowind 20th anniversary, and that I will. I will tell you about that. Because Morrowind's 20th anniversary is only going to happen once. And so you don't want to miss it. Oh, there we go. Morrowind 20th anniversary. I have already collected, I don't want to lie, so the accurate numbers are 187 stories. 107 and coffee. 187 stories, and 187 people have shared stories of things that happened to them in Morrowind. You still have a bit of time to go and see. You just this happened to me the other day or 20 years ago as I was playing. If you want to come and talk during a live stream, that's completely optional. So you can still put that, complete that, and then with some help, a booklet will be published, a PDF that will be just distributed across, Discords, Reddit, anyone who wants it really. So you can read those stories and probably go, oh yeah, I did that too, or go, I didn't do that, I really should have. That's the idea. Yeah, thank you, 90s. It turns out like I really thought that I had come up with an original idea, but Lady Nerevar did something similar for Morrowind's 50th anniversary, I think it was. So, great minds think alike. It just took me a lot longer to get there. That's the difference. That's the first part. The second part is, I mentioned the interview with Mickey D, but there's a whole bunch of people, interesting people, maybe not as popular as Mickey D because, well, he's cool, but definitely people who have been or even are still very influential in the small world of Morrowind. There's already the interview with Alien Sloth. If you've been playing Morrowind for a long time, you will remember mods such as vampire-related mod, the goth shop with all that sexy male clothing, also female, but the focus was mostly male, which is cool because we don't have a lot of that. Check it out, like she did an awful lot of things. Of course, the pillow book, illustrated pillow book as well, a classic. 20 years, yeah. So check this out. For now, there's 2 interviews out. The next one is Dave Humphrey. That, again, if you've been around for a long time, you're gonna go, yes, of course. Of course, we talked about horses. We talked about Basil, the main character of the fan fiction she's been writing. She did Vampire Faces as well, absolutely. Also like gameplay vampire mods in collaboration with somebody who could script. We talked a little bit about cats. We even talked a little bit about Minecraft because she made a Minecraft texture pack. So we talked about that, and I can show you shortest way to get to it. I think it's from here. I didn't know that there were Minecraft mods on the Nexus. For me, that's really not the go-to place for me, but hopefully she put Sloth. There we go, Sloth Bushback. So some really HD textures for horses and cats, but if you know Alien Sloth, you're not surprised. But what really sorry, what really caught my eye was that Telvanni Mushroom Tower. And when you see that, you go, Sloth Horses in Oblivion are an absolute must-have, yes. And I don't know if you play Skyrim, chances are you are. Her Skyrim horses are so gorgeous. If you look it up, it's asymmetrical horse project. Like typically in Skyrim and in Oblivion, horses have a texture that is applied on one side and then applied to the other side. So it's perfectly symmetrical. And with her horses, I can find it real quick. With her horses, what do I want? Use a file. I mean, 158 mods. Hat off. Horses, here we go. Don't look at the sexy things. Crap, I don't see the horses. Trotting, because it's maybe not special edition. There we go. I hope you saw nothing that shocked you. So you see her horses are asymmetrical, meaning, well, they are a lot more realistic. So those are... The Mushroom Tower, I was like, yes, Morrowind forever. So anyway, that was about the 20 years anniversary of Morrowind. All these people, I've already talked with Dave, Merlord, Nomi, and Zix, and Verayax. I am talking with Dominic this week. Yesterday I talked with Rubberman, and I need to agree on dates with the other people. But anyway, it's interesting to see how people enjoy their Morrowind, I guess. That was it. Okay, close, 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 close. Udi later, I promise. Promise. I'm sure you're dying to know about Udi. All right, Macom, here it is. I'm leaving it open. Typically, I tend to not pick a mod of the week that is essentially a single, no, that's a lie. I was going to say a single retexture, but that's a little more than a single texture, let's be honest. We have Empty Canton and Temple Complex. This mod is an empty canton with a few velocity building, do what you will, no permission once you're in game, just that. Okay, so this is not implemented yet, because you can't get to it. So that's essentially a work in progress that might not get finished. This mod is almost finished. What's up with almost finished mods? I worked too hard. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Whew. Lola is pretty expensive. 25,000 septims. He's got something to say about known route. Is that what's behind him? I'm guessing that would be a teleportation of some sort. Or it's meant to be a mirror, I'm not sure. Welcome to my citadel. I won it in a wager with a Daedra Lord. Can you believe there used to be great big ugly statues of the fellow in here? I got rid of it when I moved in, of course. That looks like a large... Was it Sheogorat? I think it might be good old Sheo with things floating like that. Interesting Dwemer things. Oh, with a brain. Powered by your brain. Ooh, you can set the weather. It's a weather machine. That looks like a little shop. So that would be the citadel. And there's a little shop nearby. Hello, Wild Player. Welcome to... I'm not afraid. I'm good. I'm good. Welcome to my humble home and shop. As I said, I have grown tired of warfare and I desire... So that's the trader in the shop. How is it going, Merlord? Merlord, whose interview you can listen to in 2 weeks. It's so hard for me to not, like, I've just talked with you, my lord, and it's like so many things that we talked about that I would share, but then I would completely spoil it. Especially the part where you rejected my mod. So bloody hot today, though. Really? Look at me. I got this thing, and it's warm and cozy. That's what you get for living in New Zealand. Oh crap. So middle of the summer, no AC. Yep. I guess that means that drinking iced coffee. Iced coffee is the way to go. Iced tea, something like that. Lots of we're looking at a house mod that is not quite finished. Definitely spend some time putting things on display. That thing, it looks like it's not much, but to do that takes quite a while. Pile of skulls, hanging basket. Also, that takes a while to place, like to do anything that is supposed to be sort of randomly placed is so hard to do in the construction set. There seems to be quite a lot of things to the house, but based on the screenshot, I think it needs a lot more polish. I do like the big ass key, not key, pad. Balmora, my manor. How many houses are there? Aldrin, my house? Let me read that description. It just says, Okay. Well, that is interesting. That won't be the mod of the week. Too many things and not quite finished. Once the original owner are dead, that's the way you do it. Ooh! You've been integrating crafting framework into Ashful. That is super exciting. Because yeah, you did get the framework going, but crafting framework was sort of on the back burner. And all that because of the backpack. You'll tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you got super enthusiastic about the backpack, and then you were like, okay, I need to find a way to make it craftable through the bushcrafting mechanics in Asheville. And then you were like, hey, rather than redo bushcrafting, how about I just use my super crafting framework? That's what I imagine went through in your head, give or take. Tell me, do I qualify as a Jedi mind reader? It looks like that's what happened. All right, what do we have? Open Morrowind time and date. Now, I don't use Open Morrowind yet. One day we will all, pretty much. I wanted to add skill requirements to different tier of backpacks. Yeah, I remember reading that. Also, somebody suggesting that you should have 2 skill requirements with survival and crafting. I don't think that's necessary all that much, but yes, bushcrafting is the one thing where I would want more things. More things. The idea that you can have a character, you can spawn in the middle of nowhere, but be able to survive without going, okay, I have spawned in XYZ region, where is the nearest shop? Before I can live my life of an adventurer, a scout, or an explorer who never goes to the city unless we need things to survive. And I needed to implement that in crafting framework anyway. I didn't want to write the code twice. Sure. Even though you have that amazing, I forgot the name. What's that program or feature that you're super hyped about that sort of predicts the code? I don't code. I can't even fake my way through a conversation about programming. But You've mentioned it quite a few times. The coolest part is where any bushcrafted furniture can be picked up. You built it in a place, position it where you want it, and when you're done, you destroy it to recover the material. So you're really co-pilot. That's the one. So you're really going on the idea of a temporary camping. Camping is supposed to be temporary. Though with Ashfall, I think a lot of people tend to have a main campsite where they would have a lot of things, and then as they travel around, build a few more, you know, when they need one. What was I gonna say? Yes, Open Morrowind. I don't use it, so I never, which is a bit unfair really, I never put Open Morrowind mods as like Open Morrowind exclusive mods as my mod of the week. I wish there was another me that, you know, plays Morrowind as much and tests the mods, but on Open Morrowind, who could tell people about the latest Open Morrowind mod and how cool they are. Me, I cannot. But I have noticed recently, let's go like that. I have noticed a couple of Open Morrowind mods. A simple camping mod. Time and Date is the one we're looking at. There were more. I think I've seen something about Pursuit. There we go. Protective Guard now has an Open Morrowind version. Brilliant. And Pursuit Open Morrowind version. So Kindy Equinox is doing a lot of things for Open Morrowind. Open Morrowind Pursuit, also for MWSC, nice. Open Morrowind, definitely something to, oh yes, I think I've been using that. Open Morrowind, very neat. So I was super pleased to see that. That for me, that's an essential thing, and now we have it in Open Morrowind. Very cool. All right. So that won't be my mod of the week, but I'm super hyped to see more and more Open Morrowind mod with I don't know that it's Lua. I don't know that it's necessary. I have no idea. But it's nice to see them. Okay, translation now. Uncle Crassius, a simple head and hair replacer. I like the idea. It's nice that Crassius has a unique face, but that won't be my mod of the week for sure. Bound Ammo. So you have a spell, Bound Arrows. It makes arrows, attack 10 to 15. What quality is that? It feels like Daedric level, I would say. I've wanted to visit New Zealand. Good luck with the heat. Yeah, that's a long way. At least when you're in Europe, it feels like the longest way ever. But definitely a place worth visiting and living in, I've been told. Yeah, that would be same as Daedric Arrow. It does require MWSC and Magicka Expanded. Automatically replaces itself for as long as the spell remains in effect. Interesting. So it's not just a bound arrow spell. You don't need to worry about arrows as long as the spell is going on. Any character that sells the longbow spell should also, that makes sense. Interesting. I think that's something I would add to my game. Have crossbow bolt and throwing knives version. Yeah, that would be nice. May I be the fourth? Okay, everybody agrees. We do want the same thing for bolts and throwing knives. Nice. We're keeping that one. Better robes, animated Morrowind TR patch. Does that mean that basically they run better robes and animated Morrowind through? This is a patcher that when you download Unreal Rebuild, you get that. I mean, I suppose it would be useful for people who don't, like, they have downloaded Unreal Rebuild, but they haven't looked at, what's there, and they haven't seen the patch, so useful, but I don't think it's mod of the week material. Thank you so much for the follow, Sinfully Bad. Now, that name is a whole, sorry. In French, we say, c'est tout un programme. It's very promising. I've always wanted to create a marksman on Morrowind, always stuck to spears and magic. That is quite unusual because honestly, spears in Morrowind, unless you mod it, and even if you mod it, there aren't that many spears in the game. And I think even when you max out your spear skill and you have, say, a Daedric spear, you are less powerful than if you max out your long blade and have a Daedric claymore or something like that. So I feel we have less choice, and then it's not as powerful. So really, when you have spear, it's because you're making the choice to use spears, even though they might not be as good as other weapons. So I like that. I like the spears, especially when using 4NM overhaul gameplay, where when you play with 4NM overhaul gameplay, which you should try at least once, unless you're on open Morrowind, if you're moving sideways while attacking, you have a greater chance to dodge. But if you're going forwards while attacking, you have a greater chance to do critical damage. And there's also a thing where if you jump and do sort of a diving attack on your enemy, you do more damage. So when you have a spear, you have spear and a little bit of acrobatics. It's like essentially the way I played was run towards my enemy, jump and stab them. Well, not in the back, but in the face. And I really enjoyed that. Out of context, that sounds terrible. In the game, it felt very enjoyable. Otherwise, no. French is so fun to hear. It's yeah. A lot of people find that French sounds beautiful, but I'll tell you what, we have, and I'm not kidding you, in French, we have so many rules that seem completely crazy and odd, and the only reason why we have that rule, I'm not kidding you, is to make the language sound pretty. It's just to make it sound pretty. I don't know, I'd be curious if you know other languages that have rules to modify the pronunciation so that it's more enjoyable to the ear. Mageman is the best weapon. It's a very, very good weapon. And somebody, Sinfully Bad, my god, it's been a while since I saw someone play Morrowind. I used to love this game. There's really a lot of people that still play Morrowind. By the way, Morrowind is going to be 20 years old in May 1st this year. I talked about it before, so I'm not going to repeat it, but a lot of people still playing Morrowind and modding Morrowind and writing about Morrowind and drawing things inspired by Morrowind and so on and so forth, recreating Morrowind in a whole new engine. Where was I? It's super vulgar. What is vulgar? French? Oh. Is that what? My sister learned French. She loves it. Wow. That pleases me because I understand that French is not the easiest language to learn. So a lot of people, especially if they had to learn it at school, they're scarred for life. And as grown-ups, they come to me. I teach French. As grown-ups, they come to me and say, yes, I learned French at school. I hated it. And now I kind of need it. And it's like, most people have terrible memories of learning French. I speak fluent French, but your accent surprises me. Are you Swiss French? No. Oh my God, no. I'm not feeling insulted or anything. It's a bit funny. I'm French, from France, but it's true that I've lived abroad for the longest time, and it's a lot better now. But because I've worked on it, I have actually worked on my French pronunciation, even though I'm French. Um, but the thing is, because I teach French, and for a long time I was teaching beginner level, and so I got into the habit of speaking French properly, articulating nicely, making poses when there should be a pose, and that sort of thing. So that was one thing. And then the other thing is, I've been thinking in English for the longest time. And so my French had a little bit of English, not accent, because I'm confident about my pronunciation. It's more the rhythm of it, if you want, the prosody of it, because when you speak English, you would say, oh my God, that's amazing. How are you doing? It's a wonderful day. You see, it sort of does that. Whereas French is a flat line. Like French is, bonjour, comment ça va? Oui, ça va bien, et toi? Which is part of why it's so hard to understand, because it's flat. We don't have any stress. We just at the end, like we would say, j'habite à Paris. And it's the last one that's a little bit more stress. Very subtle. And so when I spoke French, I tend to have a little bit more of that thing going on with my French. So sometimes people think that I might be English when I speak French. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And the reason why it made me smile when you asked me if I'm Swiss French, I'm not. But now I live in Switzerland, but in Zurich. So I'm not influenced by Swiss French at all. But it's a bit funny. Not a fan of French, forced to take it over Spanish. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for anyone who is forced to learn French. Or forced to learn any language they don't feel they need. Yes, I'm French and I'm a teacher. I have rarely heard any French speaker without any accent. I do have an accent. Yesterday I was speaking with a rubber man and I was talking about a compass, but I said compass and it was like, the what now? It's like, sorry, compass, not compass. I do have a little bit of French when I don't expect it, but I say something and I go, yeah, that was definitely influenced by French. Zurich, very nice city. I've been here for a year and a half, and after London, I feel it's a step up. Not, socially or anything like that. It's a nicer place, I think. Is it harder to tell emotions behind things in French? I feel like the English is super easy to tell how people feel about what they're saying because of the inflection. A little bit. I mean, in French, you will still have can't speak. The non-verbal communication. So your tone, whether you say, y'en a marre, or you say, y'en a marre, you can feel the first one, you're kind of frustrated about it. The other one, you're just tired of it. Y'en a marre is, I've had enough. So you still have that. You still have that. But it's super hard to, when you listen to French, and students have that all the time. Like, I would say something and they'd go, what? They would have that moment of panic on their faces. And then if I write the sentence or if I repeat it, but I break it down a little bit, and they go, I know all these words, how come I didn't hear them? It's because, first of all, flat language. And then what we do, we sort of read one word into the next one. So like, where do you live? Which is one of the first sentences anyone learns when they study French, is tu, you, habite, live, où, where. Super basic, tu habites où, but we say tu habites où? And it sounds like one word, it's like bless you. So that's part of why it's so hard to understand, even if you know the words, because of how we speak. The upside, we're the beautiful French teacher, but we had several cover teacher for 2 years. Terrible way to learn the language. Well, cover teachers do what they can. I will say that part of the motivation as a teacher is to see your class 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, depending on the subject and the year they're in. And, you know, you really get to know, like, you're invested. That's the thing. As a teacher, you're invested in your students. I suppose when you're a cover teacher and you go from school to school, even if you care about your job and you want to do a good job and you care about your students, you don't get as invested in your students. So I think that would be part of it. Lots of nuances in the grammar rather than inflection and vocabulary. Yes. Arabic is hard, so is Chinese. Tough learning languages. Though learning languages is interesting. Yeah. You're a teacher. What do you teach? I'm sorry, guys. You were here for Morrowind? No. Welcome to school. But what do you teach? What I like about languages is to see how one influences the other. I find that fascinating. And obviously with French and English, because of history and often not pleasant history between the Brits and the French, the languages are so mixed up together. School, still good listening. But we'll go back. I'll select the next mod while we're talking. The Magic Rock of Margan by Vegetto. This one I've actually seen screenshots in the Morrowind modding Discord. I never remember to promote anything, but guys, if you like to use mods, if you would like to make mods, definitely go to the Morrowind modding community Discord. That's where a lot of the very active modders are. Where they can bounce ideas off each other, we help each other, troubleshoot issues. Even people who don't make mod will be able, like, if somebody has a problem with my mod, basically they'll say, hey, I have an issue with wares, and I'll be there to answer it. So you can talk directly to the person using the mod, or who created the mod, sorry. There's no one else better qualified to help you troubleshoot your problem, so go there. Also, there's the showcase channel that I really like, where you can see either players sharing screenshots that they took and they're beautiful, or modders saying, hey, this is what I'm working on, so you know what's coming up. That's how I knew about this one, for example. And this one looks really good. Now it looks like a proper shrine. I think there are 2 versions, right? So there's this one. Ah, I see. I see how this one is an alternate version. This might be a little too much for anyone who cares about lore friendliness and immersion, because you're thinking Asia. You're not thinking Morrowind with that. It's pretty. I love that design. So this feels more Ashlander, I guess, I would say. I would go for this one in my game. I would put this one in my house where no one can see it. And also added a Pilgrim's Rest. Makes sense. With the beautiful sitting animations from Vidi Aquam. I think those animations have done a great deal for Morrowind, and also the immersion. They are used in a number of mods. Random Pal uses them, but like a lot of people. And the fact that you have those NPCs just sitting and chilling in whatever, an inn or something, so immersive. So big props to Vidi Aquam for doing the animations, and she did them all in Nifscope. I can't model. I definitely cannot animate, but I've talked to a lot of people and everyone agrees that Nifscope is not the best tool out there, and that animation are a terrible pain in the neck. And she did a couple of sitting animation, kneeling, lying down animations, all of that in Nivscope. It must have been so painful. I mean, I hope she enjoyed it. But we definitely owe her a big thanks. And the story behind that mod, I can show you. The sitting mod. The story behind that mod, Vidiaqam has a Morrowind multiplayer role-playing server. And it felt really important to be able to sit down and chat in the game. So that's why she made all those animations. Originally, it was for her Test 3MP server. And then they've been used in Ashfall. You can sit by your fire on a cushion, or you can lie on the bedroll. That's also thanks to Vidiaqam's animations. So very, very neat mod. Originally created for Open Morrowind, but works in vanilla Morrowind as well. That's amazing to hear, since I just started modding Morrowind and it seems like a huge undertaking when starting. Yes, definitely. That's one of the things with modding Morrowind. With Skyrim, I think you can, like, even Vortex is gonna do, that's somewhere. That's the Nexus mod manager. Vortex was created for modern games in mind. Some people still try to use it with Morrowind, but don't. You're gonna have all kinds of you won't be able to control things to a degree that is required to have a flawless Morrowind. But with Skyrim, you can go click, 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 click to download, install, 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 sort my order, fix the issues, play. And unless you're trying to install 2,000 mods, you should be fine. With Morrowind, unfortunately, there is a really, really steep learning curve. Like, you need to understand a minimum of what a mod looks like and how it works and how it's installed, especially if you want to install more than a couple of mods. So it's not computer science. Oh, that's what you do. Oh gosh, I can be so dumb sometimes. Sikor, I see computer science and IT, and I thought you were saying, yeah, you need to have a degree in computer science and IT, but no, that's what you teach. I'm there. I'm gonna have more coffee. I wish there were, brain cells in my coffee sometimes. So yes, just installing mods in Morrowind, and I can link you to some of my own guides. Like on YouTube, there are modding guides, like how to install mods. They are either, that's my opinion, obviously. They are either a little old. Come on, there we go. They are either a little old, or they give you mods. Like, you should install those mods, but it's really debatable. Really debatable. Up. So I've written this one, 22 mods or less, where there's how to install the tools that are really necessary. Like, you have to learn those tools. It's not huge, okay? I do not have an IT background, language teacher, and I'm so old that I never had IT at school, so that gives you an idea. And I was able to pick this up. So I'm confident that you can too, okay? So that's the tools that you need to know a little bit about them. Super important. And then I do make mod suggestions, the ones that are essential. No one that plays a modded game on the vanilla engine would tell you, nah, you don't need that. Everybody agrees they are essential. And then those that are not essential, memory monitor. For me, it's essential, but if you have a tiny mod list, no. So that's the one I would recommend. It is a vote of confidence, yeah. This is not to tell you, hey, this is what a perfect Morrowind installation is like. This is not to tell you this is how you need to play the game. This is really an introduction to modding your game. And once you've done those steps, when you want to pick another mod that I haven't listed, which is perfectly fine, then you will know how to install it properly. So there. I want to make a video of that. I realize that a video is a lot more enjoyable. I would say it's just easier to consume than a text. But you know, time. Coding is like learning a language, so that helps. Yeah, and I would say even obviously I don't know Morrowind. I was told that Morrowind script doesn't count as a language. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the advantage with a coding language is that it doesn't have exceptions, or not too many exceptions, whereas whenever you want to learn a language, you're gonna have the rule, the exception to the exception, a couple of rules that apply to that exception to the exception, and then those new rules also have exceptions. That's what you do when you learn the language. First you learn the rule, the first couple of years, and then all your life you learn about the exceptions, basically. I'm guessing with coding, it's like the language is always that way. If you type end, it always means end. Maybe that was a terrible example. I apologize. All right. I can see there's sort of a screen. We'll see. Mods got me a little intimidated. Yes, it is. It seriously is. If you want to mod Morrowind, it is a little intimidating. But once you've learned how to use Rymash, MO2, test merge properly, just those, you'll be fine. So Magic Rock, we keep Sitting Rock is not for this week. This is not for this week. Progress, guys. Key ring, I do like that. This is not a new concept, actually. Fligerty was the first one to make a key ring mod using the really old MWSE. I'll have to test this one because, like, you know, a mod like that changes a rock and a room, looking at the screenshots, and also I know Vegeto's work, and I've inspected a number of his mods already, so I know that there won't be major issue with the mod, and if there's a little issue, it will get fixed very quickly. This one, I mean, the Wanderer does really cool things with MWSC lately. All kinds of mods that really appeal to me. There is his cloud storage, which is something I actually started working on and not progressing very quickly because it's code. So essentially I had a little bit of code by someone, in that case by Greatness 7, and it was to sort potions. And then I was like, okay, let's see. Hey, Tabris, it's been forever. How are you doing? I don't think you've been playing Morrowind lately, have you? I hope I hope I'm wrong. And if I'm not, I hope you'll get back to it soon. So I had a few lines of code to sort ingredients in using Lua. And then I was like, okay, I should be able to modify that so that it also sorts ingredients and keys and things. So I got the sorting part done, but I didn't get the cloud part done. And I was like, I'll have to ask help, obviously. And then the Wanderer came up with this, and I absolutely love it. It's so simple for modders as well. You just need to pick this. This is a single object. You put it in your house mod, and boom. When you activate it, your potions are sorted into it. And if you have another house mod with another of these containers, like maybe this one for potions, you will have access to the same container. So it's a cloud container. It centralizes everything. You haven't been streaming lately, been away from Twitch for a bit, which is fair. You know what? Whatever, and I think that's true for anything, whatever your passion, whatever you love to do, even if you love it, it's nice to take a break every once in a while. So this system, I absolutely adore it. And then the Wanderer expanded that to a whole bunch of things. He's got his own house, the Wanderer's Villa, I think it is. He's done all kinds of displays. I love to collect things, but I'm not, like, collecting them is not enough for me. Chucking them in a chest, no, I want to see them. So with the Wanderers mod, you can display, you have all kinds of things to display in your house, anything. And lately, where is it? Oh, that's the last one. Just look at that. This is a dressing room. So you have the mannequins that are scripted, so you can transfer what you're wearing to them and what they have back to you straight away. But also, like, I would sit here, guys. I would sit here, enjoy my sweat roll, sip my coffee. I would spend time there, right? So when he shared the screenshot in the Morrowind Modding the community Discord, and I was like, okay, can you send that to me? I think it would look great attached to my living room. It's so pretty. It might be over the top for again, purists, like this sort of things. You don't see that in Morrowind normally, but I'm totally fine. Oh, that's for the ladies, and that's for the gentlemen. Of course. I really like it. Absolutely, especially if you play as an Imperial. That, I think it's the shape of the room. It actually reminds me, I did mod a tiny bit for Oblivion, only to myself, and obviously, what did I do? A house. I made a house. Duh. And there was one particular mesh, a model, and it was a circular room. You would enter. There would be two smaller rooms at the back and a big staircase going up, and then a bigger room upstairs. I don't know if you've ever looked at the construction set in Oblivion, or if you played a lot of Oblivion, you might recognize the room. That's what I use for my house. I really like the circular thing with the different little rooms, and this is gorgeous. And so, going back to the keyring, by the Wanderer, for sure the code is going to be solid again. Even if there is an issue, it's going to be fixed very quickly. But still, I'd like to test it in game and see how it plays. Basically, whenever you pick up a ring, boom, it goes on your keyring. The model is new as well, I think. The Wanderer makes also really cool models. So definitely a potential mod of the week. I realize, guys, we've been talking for an hour and I still haven't even tested a single mod. You see how much time it takes? I mean, obviously I'm talking to you right now. But when I want to update the mod of the week article, just looking at the mods, installing them, trying them out, and then deciding which is top mod. Morocton pesticide. I can see how that would be interesting. If you don't know where the Morocton is in Vivek, cover your ears. Do it now. I'll wait 2 seconds. 1, 2. So when you go to the arena, going to the Morocton, there's a couple of rats there, right? And they actually respawn. So every time you go back to the Morocton, going through the underworks and everything, you find those rats there, which is a little frustrating. So this mod, I haven't looked into it, but basically what it does in the construction set, it removes the level list for rats and instead it hand places a single rat, meaning that when you kill it, it's gone. Whereas if it's a level list, it respawns. So a simple mod to a slightly annoying thing. Not big enough of a mod to be mod of the week, but definitely useful, especially if you don't know how to do that yourself. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. I want only range. And date publish. Wow, this is not. Date publish, thank you. Range. And we're doing from the 8th to the 16th. I don't know if I canceled it somehow. There we go. That's where we were. It's a good problem to have, to speak too much about Morrowind. You know what? I can go with that. Let me scroll up a little bit. Ah, there we go. I knew I forgot to talk about something. The Japanese style in Morrowind, the amazing bad boy. Sorry, I was talking. I enjoy your range of traditional Japanese music in my Morrowind. Huh. Assign it to the Ashlands in Muse. It sounds great. Oh, good idea. I love Asian-infused Morrowind. There used to be, I hope it has a screenshot. For anyone who's been modding their Morrowind for a long time, do you remember the Japanese house? Japanese house by Super Daria. I'll open a few, hoping that at least one has screenshots. This one. This was one of the prettiest houses ever. I adored the little bridge, and inside you would have, and that bridge, the garden, the pond, the sakura trees. Not the best model, it's just a retexture of the trees, but anyway, absolutely loved it. Are you showing the, they're not showing the armor, the inside, very pretty. No, they're not showing. That was so pretty. Hall of Fame. I am not surprised. And so if you want to discover old mods that are not on the Nexus, you go to the Morrowind modding history, and then you just go, yep, sure. And you look at it and you go, yeah, maybe download, don't download. And then you go down and you go, yep, okay. And you just hope to find something amazing. You will. If you keep at it long enough, you will. Rags Kiting House? That doesn't ring a bell. You know what? I like that. This feels so comfy. So, not too far from Balmora, as is the tradition, obviously. I really like that. The entrance is quite interesting as well. Guys, if you're curious, I honestly didn't know this one, but I think that could be a nice little addition. Personally, I would probably move it from, you know, this is the West Gash. It is the West Gash. And I would move it into the Ashlands, or maybe not completely, yeah, closer to Aldrin, north of Aldrin. But it's a very pretty house. What do you think? Wind instruments in particular, yes. The Ashlander chimes are so nice, so chill. Morrowind modding history is still up. Yes, it is up. The one thing that doesn't work is the search, which is which is important because like the search has not been working for the longest time. So what you want to do is you want to go to Abbott's website, and it has see, that's part of Abbott's website, and it has the Morrowind modding history search or something, and then you can search the Morrowind modding history from here. Private mobile base Morrowind, add-on, alchemy sorter, enhanced. Well, you can even choose the version that seems to be the latest. And then you go and browse and look for cool things like Angelina Jolie in your game. That's right. That face. I've actually never used the face because it's too much like her. Wow. Elric Melniborn, that's... Oh my god. Oh my god, paper, quick. You know how I'm trying to talk to all kinds of people who are or have been influential in Morrowind? Why, oh why didn't I think of Elric? Because he's made mods, but also his website was the go-to place for mods in the early days. I'll see. The problem with, you know, with all these people is they're not active in the Morrowind community. I have no idea how to get in touch. I look at the mods, there might be an email, but you know, a 20-year-old email, do you still have the same email address? Personally, I don't, because my first email address, very quickly, it got all kind of spam for, you know, big boobs, bigger, whatever people might want to have bigger. So I don't use it anymore. I don't have access to it, but when I need to log on a website that I don't really want to go back to, then I use my very first email address. So if there's spam connected to the website, it goes there and I will never know about it. But yes, that would be oh, so cool. If I can't find a contact, then hopefully somebody else will be able to. Shall we go back to what we were talking about? I am never gonna find a mod of the week at this rate. Kate's shack, just a little shack that I made for my character. Interesting to choose an Oblivion face for it. Somebody who really likes cats. This cat, this cat, this cat. A classic, already a classic. It's a shame there are no screenshots. It would be quite nice. I usually find it a little annoying when people say, no screenshot, no download. Yeah, but my mod is not something you can screenshot, really. It won't tell you anything about the mod. In that case, screenshots would be helpful. I agree. Immersive Scourge acquisition. Okay. When I see immersive in a name of a mod, it makes me think of Skyrim because everything is so immersive. But let's see. Soggy, not a name I know. This mod moves the Daedric artifact Scourge from the chest in... Don't look, don't look! And the boss in cool, simply taunt him and he attacks you. Fair enough. It's not a bad idea. Oh yes, I saw it. It was not a mod gen mod. I don't like. I saw later that it had the tag, but it doesn't have the banner, and it's not about faction. Not a bad idea. Personally, if I don't want to find powerful items too easily, I go for Mort's mod, the Morrowind Randomizer. That would be the go-to mod. So that looks like Telfir. Exactly. And instead you find a Daedric club. You do not find what you would be expecting. Scourge has been moved. So this one is really neat. It takes 49 unique items. Got a meeting. Okay, enjoy. Thank you so much for chatting and talking about school and languages. So it takes those 49 items that when you know the game, like you know where to find that one very easily. This one you know, Scourge you know, this one you know, of course. Yeah, after a while you know where to go and how to get those super powerful items quite easily and early in the game. So you want the Morrowind Randomizer, and then they're not there anymore. You have to keep looking and find them. So this is the same as the mod we just looked at, but it does that for all the items, give or take. The dressing room, we talked about it. It's already open. Definitely a contender for mod of the week. I do want, like, the screenshots are amazing. I do want to go inside and take a look. Ebony Naginata. Elucidace, I'm not sure, has agreed to do a written interview, so you'll be able to read about them in some time. The next written interview that I'm doing is Half from Patch for Purists. Ethereal Ghosts, again, I like that. Ghosts, as they should, can now go through doors and walls and things. I'm not sure how Vitruvian Guar did that, because it is an MWRC mod. Like, if I had tried to make a mod, I would see if the model can be modified and remove all collision from it. But he must have done that, in a clever way. And in a more complicated and smarter way. Need to test. Shrine for the Telvanni Stronghold. This mod as a statue of Azura in Tel Uvirith. Good for Atronach. Yeah, I mean, why not? For me, I'm surprised to see the dining hall. I was expecting the statue. Oh, it's there. I see. There's the statue. Well, the good news is it probably wouldn't conflict with Uvirith, so that's good. They can't go through walls because they still follow the path grids. Oh, that's why. Thank you, Prof, for adding that information. So they're still bound to path grids, but they can go through doors. I don't think I would mind if they went through walls as well, actually. Yeah. I mean, this looks like it might be a first mod, and so not quite. There's been a few. Oh, yeah, remember that. And that's recent. So my immediate feedback, just looking at the screenshots, which is not even a fair way to talk about a mod. If making a shrine, then really make it a shrine. A table with a little statue might be a little underwhelming, especially when it's going to be so powerful, restoring 100 points of magicka. Yeah, it's a nice thing. So the statue alone feels a little underwhelming. I would prefer an actual shrine. Then the icon, that's the icon from the Ash Mask of Vivek. It's a detail, but it's the sort of little things that can break immersion, especially for people whose immersion can be easily broken. So there's that. And then finally, as far as lore is concerned, again, not an expert myself, but Telvanni, I don't know that the Telvanni have a particularly strong connection with Azura. Specifically, I mean. I'm not saying that they don't care, because, you know, they do mess with the Daedra, with anything that can bring them power, and Azura being a prince, a Daedric prince, definitely has power. But because Azura is connected with the main quest, like, I don't know. I'm not sure I would have gone for Azura. Don't know who I would have gone for. Well, you guys tell me. If you make a shrine that restores your magic power, it would be a shrine to whom? Definitely wouldn't be, you know, Juliana's, because that's an Aedra, that's Imperial mostly. Azura, Prince of what? Azura, Darkness? Night? Prince of Night? I think, for example, Hermamius Mora, Daedric Prince of Knowledge and Secret Knowledge, Secret Arcane, would probably be a better fit for the Telvanni. Maybe. That's just being just feedback. As far as I'm concerned, I am glad to see more people making mods compatible with Uvirith storage. That is good. But not Uvirith Legacy, because Uvirith Legacy changes absolutely everything about it. Shrine for Telvanni Stronghold, that's where we're. The Eye of Irises Redux by Operator Jack. That, I mean, the screenshots, you can tell already, it looks beautiful. Honestly, if you show me this screenshot and you don't tell me it's Morrowind, because the models are so new and the textures so crisp, I might not guess Morrowind straight away. I think the only giveaway is the urns. The urns are clearly Morrowind urns retextured. But apart from that, it could be any other game. This is beautiful. OAAB, new furniture of Ashen Blight. The flowers are nice. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. Love that. Thought of everything. There's a way to get things up and down, obviously. There's actually multiple levels. Space to display your things. And down there, there's a cavern and things. Oh, that looks nice. Definitely need to go and take a look in game for this one. Looks very pretty. So, Melchior Dark because of the OAAB assets, Operator Jack who did the overhaul, Master Sam, whom I discovered very recently is on the Morrowind modding community Discord, but with a different name that I already forgot. But I really liked Master Sam. Did quite a few mods, you know, back in the days. So up your one. Second page. We're getting there. Translation. Oh, of course. Smart intervention by Abbott. a strong contender just because it's Abbott. And honestly, his smart mod series so far, amazing, absolutely amazing. So with this one, well, there's actually a little video, so he can tell us. There's music. I hope that's not going to be a problem.
Last mod I'm working on.
Ooh, but 7 minutes is a bit long. And I'm also worried about the copyright. But simply put, when you want to use your teleportation mod, like intervention spell, sorry. When you want to use your intervention spell, normally you sort of look at the map and you go, I think divine intervention should take me to Balmora. And then you cast the spell and you're in Fort Buckmouth and you go, oh well, so be it. So with this mod, there we go. There are two ways you can know the closest intervention spell destination. First one is to remember the destination once you've already visited the place by intervention spell. Second one is to have a high enough mysticism skill to automatically feel the possible destination. So instead of looking at the map and sort of guessing where you're gonna land, because it seems to be the nearest, and that doesn't always work. Let's go with always. I was gonna say often. If your mysticism is high enough, it tells you if you cast divine intervention, you will teleport to Fort Moonmoth, for example. Or you've already cast a spell and you know that that's where it's going to take you, which is very smart, as the name indicates. I haven't tried it in game, but that's definitely a contender. There's too many mods already. Okay, collection of patches for rebirth, duplicate summon spell, open Morrowind, interesting. Adds duplicate or twin summons to the base game spell vendor who already sold the applicable. Does that mean that you can summon 4 ghosts at the same time? I'm curious. It's open Morrowind, so I won't ever be able to test it. Yeah. And I like the name of the spell, Sheo's Tea Party. Let's face it, the spell creation system in Morrowind and the fact that you can invent your spell, name your spells, is definitely something very, very special about Morrowind. Sheo's Tea Party. Other scamps. Sheogorath, specifically, maybe. Still. So, cool mod for open Morrowind users. The Carpet Pack. Another mod by Vegeto. That, are we gonna have a screenshot that shows a lot of them? This. That adds different textures for different carpets. And they're going to be themed by factions and color as well. So as a modder, that would be the temple, yeah. As a modder, you can find some lovely looking rugs and carpets. That different one for each of the Ashlander tribes. Neat. That's more than a rug though. It feels more like a platform. Obviously, you can put it a bit lower. So this is a great asset. I know that RandomPal is going to use some of them in Beautiful Cities of Morrowind. So stay tuned. But just the mod pack, not the mod pack, sorry. The modder's resource is very, very neat. Telvanni, so pretty. They're like all of them, I think they're all very pretty. And we did it, guys. I mean, we did the first part, which is selecting the mods that might be mod of the week. It's not quite the same as, you know, knowing which one is the mod of the week, but we're getting there. Checkpoint, yeah, that's the first one. The next step is to install and test some of them, which we will do right now. Oh, manual installation coming soon. Yeah, kinda. I'm going to call that test. Up. Player home, yes. 2005. Definitely up, up. This is a house. I love house mods. That's a house I could definitely use. Smart intervention, we want that. Carpet, well, I'm not going to install that. It's not a mod. So when you look at it, you're going to see up, up. You're going to see you have meshes and textures, but you don't have a plugin for this one. It's up to you in the construction set to grab the mesh and say, okay, this is the one I'm going to use. I'm surprised there is no plugin though. It does help even for a modder's resource. Anyway, it's a modder's resource, so I'm not installing it. Do I still have... I don't have the bag of holding installed. There is, yeah, I saw it in the end. Which is good, like, you can always go and grab the mesh and then create the object, but that's such a long and tedious process. I think I'm gonna have to leave the cloud storage on my testing install because it is essentially the core for most of the Wanderers mod now. Oh, I am not sure that I have Magicka Expanded installed there as well. Up. I created objects for all of Rondenrook's models. Took me days. I am not surprised. Londenrook, the Outlander resource pack, hundreds of items. And it's not difficult, right? You just navigate to the mesh folder, you select the mesh, then you give it a name, weight, price. It's not hard, but so time consuming. So hat off for doing that. Macom, what are your requirements? You have no requirements, so are you a standalone replacer? I don't know why it has those things. Why did you select those tags? The May Modathon was a year ago, and the Winter Mod Jam was in January. I know, to be honest, I don't know. Do you ever search mods by tags? Do you ever do that? I never do. Consequently, when I upload a mod, I barely remember to put a tag. Saved game? Why? Oh, well. You made an ESM library and DR data. That is so good. I think Londenrook has open perms on its Outlander library, as long as credit is due, obviously. I would encourage you to double check the perms and honestly share it, because tons of modders would be really thankful to have all of Outlander's asset put together in a single ESP or ESM, that's fine. That would be really, really good, I think. All right. It's gonna take a while to see all the new things installed. Brilliant. So this is a plugin-less replacer. I'm gonna go with the core version. I remember the screenshot for the alternate and the second alternate version, and I'm thinking the core version maybe is just a rock. So I'm gonna go for the first version. The one that looks less Asian and more Ashlander. Magicka expanded. I think that's all I need. Oh, I've already installed it, but it was updated recently. Bound ammo. The dressing room, using a lot of models by Carl. This is Carl's asset, Korana's asset, Barabas assets, which I also used in my own staff agency mod and Hold It mods. These, by the way, something super important about that conflict window. I've got questions, people saying, yes, I have this and it conflicts with this, this, and this. That conflict window is not what it seems. It's just saying that this mod that I'm trying to install has a texture called qref_writing.dds, and that this same texture is used in that other mod, and that here the same textures are used in that one, and so on and so forth. In that case, I mean, here I'm not going to care about it because these are very common modders assets, and modders just use them, but they don't modify them. So I know that in my mod Korana wears, the brown hair hat model or texture or icon or texture, we don't know. This asset is exactly the same as the one in the dressing room, so I'm not worried. So I can go along and say, yeah, that's fine, install it. By doing that, it overwrites it, but I know it's the same. Then if you actually go, aha, this mod, say I have Project Atlas, that's a good example. I have Project Atlas that has an X colony bar in, and there's also Glow in the Dark that has the same. And now I know they're not the same because they each modify them differently. Atlas is its textures, and Glow in the Dark changes it so that it has a bit that produces light. To reduce that, to solve that particular conflict, you are going to either check the load order. Basically, the one you install last is going to overwrite the other. So it's by the order when you install, and you can say install last. It's going to overwrite everything. Install missing. It's going to install everything except those things that are already on my Morrowind installation. That's one way of doing it. In that case, I don't have to worry about it because it comes with a Glow in the Dark patch. So now I know that I'm going to have Project Atlas, and those meshes that used to be a conflict are not a conflict anymore. So that conflict window, yeah, definitely look at it, but these are not all conflicts that you need to solve, even though it's called conflict. I hope that was clear. Ish. Yep. And my key. And my smart intervention. This is a pure Lua mod, so that's why there's nothing here. Also pure Lua. And I believe we're getting there. Cloud storage we keep. While we're looking at it, you will see when you have installed the mod, if it's all green, brilliant, you're happy. If it's orange or yellow, it's not a big deal. It means that when the Bound Armor ESP was created, the version of Tribunal, you know, there's different versions of the game, there's different versions of the mods as well. The version was a different one. The way you make it green, you click here once, you save, and this is what we call you've updated the headers for the masters. So now Bound Armors knows to use my version of Tribunal, Blood Moon, and OAAB. This is something you can do without thinking too hard. Of course, if tomorrow Melchior completely changes the structure of OAAB, like he changes the path to the textures, the ID of the objects in there, that wouldn't work. Because, say, this one was made with OAAB data, ESM, and it knows, I'm going to give a stupid example, it knows that the cork bulb arrow is called AA underscore core bulb underscore arrow, and that the texture is in texture slash OAAB slash core bulb arrow. And so if OAAB suddenly was drastically different, this mod wouldn't know where to look for it. But we know that when there's an update, typically we add things, we don't change everything around. So go ahead, update up, boom, we're happy with that. I am not doing those because these are my grass mods, so we don't care. They will never actually be enabled in the game. Okay, these are my headers. Happy, we want this. We want this, this, this. I don't need TR friends. My OAB saplings, the way I have it in my game, it is a plugin, so you can activate it like any other plugin, right? But I generate it through Distant Land, like a grass mod. So it's like grass, but it's little saplings. Banana, here we go. We want to merge all the objects. Go on, parse. Thank you. Null Cascade really saved hours of our life. We could merge object before with Test Tool, for example, but it would take a long time. And also Test Tool had a limited number of plugins. So if you try to merge objects with too many plugins, it would crash. And then Abbott, if I'm not mistaken, came with a little extra bit of coding, like a workaround. So essentially, Test Tool would load the first 200 plugins, create a temporary merge object, then load the next 200 plugins and make a second temporary merge object, and do that as many times as it would take. And then finally, it would merge all the temporary merged object. And the process would take a very long time. So Test Tool, must have, definitely a must have. And then we are going to merge our level lists. Help, thank you. We don't really need the report, but not so surprisingly, these are all my wares list because they are used multiple times. I didn't do, I mean, we can do it. I haven't updated my mlocks in a long time either. Here, I'm not too worried because I'm testing new mods, so putting them at the end of the mod list is fine. And those very new mods don't usually have rules just yet. Okay, we're good. Thank you. You'll be fine. All right, let's go in game, finally. Oh, do I need to put the light? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay for a little bit. We test what first? I'm very, very curious about the house mod. I think that's where we're gonna go first. I just don't know how to get there. You're normal. I'll take a quick look at the mod page. It is a lot of data to initialize. We know that. Ooh, isn't it? Okay, and also I think a bigger problem is I haven't updated MWSE. Is a bigger issue always, like basically you can do that on a daily basis. MWSE is updated almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And if you download like the very latest, incredible, never seen before gameplay mechanic mod, chances are it is going to rely on new features added to MWSE, so you'll want it. All right. While it's loading and while I remember about it, this is a hoodie, and it's super hot and it's super smooth. A little too hot. Like, don't do that when you're doing the housework. You're gonna be too hot. And it's essentially a gigantic blanket that you wear. And I love it. And look at that. Inside is like that. I got a very plain one, but yeah, there's a problem there. But they actually have all kinds of super cute designs, like the avocado one. So if you're looking for something super warm, super comfy, super smooth, confession, I've occasionally slept with it because it feels like a little cocoon, but I would not, like, I don't do that too often. Just when it's a little colder and I need the extra comfort. Quick beginning, here we go. There is, if you're curious about it, yeah, I do have a promo code. I must tell you, I am a sellout completely, and it's really, really unusual. Like I'm not a big channel, but I've had, you know, mobile games and things like that, and saying, "Are you interested?" I was like, no, thank you. But the hoodie, I looked at it, and that's actually something that I would buy for myself. So they sent me this one. I got this one completely for free, which is neat. And yes, there is a promo code. Maybe I can do it. Yes, okay, I did set it up properly. Have a look. Honestly, if you're looking for something warm and comfortable to wear at home, I would not recommend it wearing that, you know, outside. It's tempting because it's really nice and warm, but no, I would not recommend it. And I want to know how I get here. Master Sun revised it. Remapping. A, B, expand on the variable, hopefully improve. Look for a barrel on the Odai River just outside of Balmora. Let's go. Do I have a bit of money? I have no money. So there is a code. I don't make money out of it. I got one for free, so. And I'm terrible at promoting anything. I don't even promote my own stuff very well, ever much. Outside of Balmora, Odai River. They didn't say what side. So, well, I'm on this side, so I'm gonna look here. If not, we'll have to look the other way. We are looking for a barrel. Let's go with a moderate 300. Right, I'm not seeing a barrel here. We know that I am terrible at finding anything, anywhere, in the game especially, but there you have it. Oh, and I looked at the Udi website today because I set up the link and stuff, and they have new things like socks. I might have to look into that. Where are you, Barrel? Found you! Where we have an object to teleport. It's been a week now since we left Morrowind. Once our ship arrived in the middle of the dark ocean, I knew there was something wrong. The sky was too clear and the water too dark. Somehow I knew this was going to be my last journey. For 3 days now, this storm has been going on and I don't think the ship will last any longer. I can't leave my crew alone on the ship, so I decided to stay. What I own is one of the most extraordinary artifacts and the key to a lost place. I've thrown this barrel overboard, hoping that it will finally reach the mainland again. Within this barrel you will find a great gift. Use it wisely and it may protect and give you shelter during evil times. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's pretty. And this takes me to Aldrin. Okay, so it doesn't take me back to where I was. I really love the draping, whatever. I love it. Let's take a look. Denina, hey, good morning. Early morning for you. You do have 190s? Right, you can confirm I am not lying about it. It's like, sometimes it's almost too hot. Like I'm always, you know me, I normally stream with a blanket on me. Not when I have the Udi. Looks like Indiana Jones. The place? It looks very cool. Pomegranate, a recent mod. None, thank you. No loot, which is fair. Bacchus dice. Little things that make it. Ooh, but that's good. That's really good. Now we look fancy in our fancy house. Pretty. That feels quite Egyptian. But I don't know that the rest feels more like, I don't know, like ancient Syrian or something. I'm not sure. It's definitely pretty. Super pretty. It's a bit, yeah, it's loud. Hang on, guys. Better. Okay, and that is the top floor that we saw on the screenshots. I jump. Shelves, there's just enough space to put shelves. Yeah. Water features, I adore. Adore water features. There's got to be another way to go down. That would be your personal space, storage, display area. This is so pretty. more storage with booze. Some interesting loot. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, got myself a lovely little satchel. Now, the satchel is... Hey, Skink. Hi, by the way. I heard you coming. The satchel is actually not from this mod. But because Operator Jack used or kept a vanilla chest, and because I have wares installed, I had a chance, a small chance of getting any item added through wares. So that's why I got this little satchel here. And personally, well, I'm pleased. There we go. Up, and I climb back up. Okay, the whole rope takes you back up. So to go down, you really do go up, up. It's like parkour in your own house, basically. How you doing, Skink? The mod we are looking at is an update by Operator Jack. There we go. This is the one. The Eye of Irises Redux. Originally by Geonox, updated by Master Sam, and then Operator Jack using lovely models by Melchior, who may be not only OAAB items, actually. They showcased the original version back in 2016. Would you remember the episode? It would be super interesting to see the difference. Morrowind, and the mod is called Eye of the explosion. No, seriously, where are you? Irises. Redux. Report. Morrowind AG Showcase, episode 47. Thank you, Prof. You were faster than me. Obviously you were. Okay, let's take a look. Blast from the Past.
This week's Blast from the Past of the week is The Eye of Irises by Geonox and Master Sam. And yes, I probably just butchered that pronunciation. I swear you guys make me say the weirdest things. This mod starts out when you find a suspicious barrel floating in the Ode River south of Balmora. Contained within is a note along with a curious stone that, when activated, will transport you to a set of ancient ruins far, far away from the lands of Odenfell. These ancient ruins are rather Hammerfall-like in nature and sort of exist in their own little domain with a sort of portal device on the door here.
I didn't see that.
To teleport to any of a number of cities around Vvardenfell if you so desire.
Neat.
And presumably these ruins are buried somewhere beneath the ever-shifting sands of eastern Hammerfell, with a small crevice of daylight streaming through to the chambers beyond. It's quite obvious these ruins are rather crumbling apart, yet surprisingly, this is actually meant to be a house mod, with some remaining finishings still to be found throughout these ruined chambers, including a bedroom with a bed, display space, and even a little bit of storage. There's also a cozy fire, and down below you'll find a watery area suitable for taking a bath in, along with some various plant life growing up that you can use for alchemy or other assorted purposes. It's really a quite interesting sort of interior design being used here, a lot of statue work. There's a few other chambers like this that you can use as your personal home away from Vvardenfell, with access back thanks to a teleport stone, and all in all, this is a very unique and certainly quite charming house mod. If you've ever wanted to live in the ruins of Hammerfell, I can't think of a single other mod that would really fit that niche particularly well. Finally, for our bonus mod of the week this week, we have Spider Ports by Basswalker.
That's also great something. I think we should re-watch the older Morrowind modding showcases, because we'd go, oh yeah, that one. Apart from Prof, who actually remembers all of them, which is, the exception to the rule. Okay, so now we can see the updated version. Now, I didn't see sort of that corridor. I don't know if I simply missed it. I think it might have been redone to only this bit. That's like the antechamber. And that is where we arrive. Yeah, I think that sort of longer corridor has been reckoned down. So I look too quick. We have Aldrin, Vos, Dagenfell, Ebonheart, Balmora, Sadrith Mora, Pelagiad. Lovely. And here's a Pelagiad without mods. Not entirely. We have Drellas Gilu looking good with his wares added items. Well, that's definitely good. Spiritorin, hey. It is a very cool effect, agreed. The castle episode, there's so many. But Prof is keeping not tabs, but is very, very organized about the mods that are being showcased. Also, if you are curious, where am I gonna find it? If you go to Abbott's website, Morrowind is home. And so the MMH index, that's what I use and what you should use if you want to find mods on the Morrowind modding history. And then, is it mod list? Yes. Here, mod list, you're going to find all the mods that have been showcased by Dark Elf Guy with the link to the mod. Oh look, it's us. And then some important notes when installing it. So that's, if you're looking for a mod and you wonder if Dark Elf Guy has showcased it, that's where you look for it. Boom, episode 47. And directly where, like even the timestamp is there. Even you have a Word document listing the mods showcased in every episode with notes on whether I want to use them or why and not. So organized. So organized. But thank you for bringing that up. It definitely was interesting to see the comparison between the two. Ethereal Ghosts we need to take a look at, and smart intervention. First, I want to see Ethereal Ghost setting on and off. Nice. And you also have, these are all the ghosts from the base game, Tamriel Rebuilt, OAAB. So the ghosts from the major mods and games are there. However, if you have a mod that adds another ghost, and these are not mod added, you can say, oh, actually, you're a ghost, you should be going through doors as well. Well, these, they don't walk, so I'm fine. And I want cheat menu. Well, if you don't have the patience to keep your own notes, that list that Abbott is keeping is also super handy, but you don't have your personal notes there. So there's that. Arkabok, hello. You cannot cheer on my channel because I have disabled affiliate. I did. Cheat menu, thank you. And I'm gonna need a spell. Up. Huh. I thought I added the spell to to my game, but it cast the spell. Interesting. Let's do things differently. Cliff races. There are no cliff races in this game. You can't trick me, murdercrats. You just can't. Yes, you can. Eat an item. There we go. Okay, because I've already been to Balmora, it tells me it will take me to Balmora. At the same time, I am in Balmora, so it wasn't a hard guess. My Amulet of Divine Intervention, right now I do not know where it would take me. But now it knows, and even if I go... like that, I go to another cell. Wow, you're sure taking a lot of time to load that cell. I don't like that. My Imperial Guards have no pants. Did you see one without pants? Typically they have skirts though, so yeah, I booked it. I did. I didn't like the seeing. Not one bit. Not one bit. I want to reload and give myself high mysticism so we can see that indeed when you have high mysticism, you will know instinctively where the intervention spell is going to take you. Also, guys, I'm running out of coffee. You know what that means.
Have some tea.
Foolish. The naked NPC around, like I really did have somebody who was half naked in the game. I know it's a testing install, so it changes every week, twice a week actually. So it's not ideal in that respect. But usually if you have naked NPCs, it's because of the level list that need to be merged. I don't even know what I have on this install. Brum. Kla. Welcome to Vardenfell. Kla. That could be. I mean, it has to do. If it's not like, ooh, everyone is naked, that's a level list not merged properly. If it's like, ooh, this NPC is partially naked, that would be because of an incompatibility between the clothes that he has. So if you see that, please do the following. Open the console, click on the guy, and you go set health 0. And then you can inspect what they have. And that should tell you, you know, when you take them off, you go, oh, it's these two mods that are not working properly, and you tell me the names of the item. The name of the NPC doesn't do anything for me. And then, because of course you're not a terrible person, still with the NPC, you go resurrect. No, but you have to type properly. Like so. Ta-da! And interestingly, when an NPC is resurrected, it is actually sort of respawned, so he gets a new set of clothing as well. If I have naked NPCs, I just assume the weather is sweltering. That could be it too. But really, like if you see somebody and there's an issue with what they're wearing, because you have wares, like when I created the patches for Wesley's mod, Corana's mod, Tilt Panda's mod, the problem with Better Bodies is that, and with modding, with clothes mod, if you take a dress by Corana, it's a dress, it covers the whole body, but it uses the ankle slot. meaning that if she spawns with a pair of boots, the dress, either she's going to be bootless or dressless. So very subtly naked or really clearly naked. And so when I created the patch, I did, you know, I did dress the NPC, but there's no way, absolutely no way I could say, okay, this dress with these shoes, yes. Like every time it's like double click on the NPC, delete an item, drag an item from the list of clothes. Okay, look at the NPC. I did it as much as possible, but realistically cannot test with everything. Therefore, just a killing that will do the trick. It's yeah, the clothes. See, now he's got, that's not me. He's got the Better Bodies Nordic Shoes. There is a patch for it, but again, this is my testing install, so I haven't done anything for it. But you kill it, and you go see it's the Nordic Shoes. That's what's causing the issue. If I give him those, he's perfectly fine. And if I wear those, I have no feet. This is not wares, this is not friends and foes, this is better clothes. That was updated recently. Shouldn't dresses count as shirts or robes? Dresses usually count as shirts. They don't use the chest slot, they use the ankle slot. It's just a way. There's also robes or dresses that use the groin slot and nothing else. And so, yeah. And so conflict happen. It's not the worst that the mod is not working as intended. It's just that there's too many different clothes that are set up differently, and it's realistically not possible to test every configuration. Let's resurrect you. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes. See? Looking good. Brown, carrying his mushrooms. Perfectly suitable for Seidenine. That's the way to go. Well done. And also, no, I'm not killing you. I'm killing you. One thing that I am a little proud of, not killing NPCs, but you see she has the random shoe, skirt and shirt, because that's what she's got in the base game. But also because she's a commoner, I've given her a common piece of jewelry, a tiny bit of money, and this is a hold it item. So NPCs not only have their clothes randomized, they actually also get some loot. Yes, I'm just this is for mod testing and science. That's what it is. Speaking of mod testing and science, let's try again smart intervention. Oh, that's vanity. There we go. Da-da-da, na-na-na. Show destination, no. Let's do that. And then let's give myself an item so I can cast a spell, because my skill is not great. Oh, me too. Those are from OAAB, right? There's a little purse of coin, and you can get anything between 3 and 30 septims. I don't think I've ever had more than that, but they're great. I've given those to commoners, traders, workers. What do I want? Intervention. Amulet. Let's go with that. All right, and so now, because in the mod configuration, in the MCM, I have said that if you have at least a skill of 0 in mysticism, you will be able to know instinctively where the intervention spell takes you. In that case, Vivek Temple. Obviously, that's kind of cheating. The default is 75. But I could say You know what? If you have... I might have 15, so I'm gonna go for that. No, I'm not. If you have 65 mysticism, you will know where it takes you. And now I don't. However, once I have cast a spell and I've discovered this location, I will know it. So, pretty cool. Hey, Rototom. Welcome back. It is for science with capital letters, all caps. Extra incredible science. Alright. Oh, let's try and look for ghosts, shall we? Let's go to a tomb. What's the name of the tomb near Seidanin? The one with the Mentos ring? Is it Sarano? Sarathi? Pop quiz. What is the name of the tomb with the Mentos ring? Go. Otherwise I put tomb and I'm just gonna browse until I recognize it. Samaris. Jackpot. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going there because there should be ghosts. I'm level 1. It's gonna be either skeletons or ghosts. Ghost. Ooh, ooh. Run, 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 run. And turn and keep run. No, I can't do this. I have... Oh, no, can't escape the ghost. Went through the door. Well done, ghost. Well done. We have just checked that ghost can go through doors. Well. But that's cheating, skeleton. Now if you open the door, like what's the point? My dream is still a Morrowind without level list, kind of like Gothic. I haven't played Gothic. Yeah, confession. I haven't played Gothic. And the level list, I think they're even worse, like really, really worse in Oblivion to get to level 20 and every bandit and highwayman on the road is wearing glass armor is just not good. With Morrowind, it is not so bad because yes, level lists are used, but a number of things are also hand-placed, even creatures and items, obviously. So I think it's not as bad. The way I see it is it's the price to pay to have a minimum of replayability. Yeah, I think it's just worse in the next title. I don't know about Skyrim. At least it didn't annoy me as much as Oblivion. So we looked at that. We looked at that. This is not in a mod. The key ring. Activate any lock and we found a lock. I am not sure because I have security enhanced that kind of does that already. We'll see. That's not this week, not this week. Ah, the dressing room. How do I go to the dressing room? I don't have a mannequins. To enter and leave this room, use the key you were given. No, how do I get the key? To enter and leave this room, use the key. Do I already have the key? I do, dummy. it works as intended. I have no doubt it works as intended. I'm thinking it probably is quite redundant if you have operator jack security enhanced that already will open the door as long as you have the key in there. Okay. Oh crap, what did I forget? This is me not missing a texture. I really suspect Rymash to occasionally, and not all that rarely, not install assets properly. It's happened a few times where I would have missing things, and when I reinstall manually, here they are. All right, this is the gentleman's corner with different razors, shaving foam. Are those Koranas? Barber soap. Maybe not. These look like new models. The lamp is really nice. It's a shame the particles. Again, cannot tell if it's the original model or just with my setup, the way it's rendered. Particles are always tricky. I've always dreamed of an actual mirror, like that you can look at yourself. Maybe now it's possible. I should ask again, because when I asked about an actual mirror when I was making my house on the Planet Elder Scrolls forum, they were like, no way, not happening, no can do. But we've had that reply for so many things that have happened since then. I'm gonna have to bother the guys in the MWSE channel and see if I can challenge them. Here's the thing, if you say, can you please make me that mod? They got so many requests, but if you go, I bet you can't make that, no, they would go, no, I can't do it. No, I don't have a... Yeah, unfortunately. You can make mirrors that reflect the room, but it has to be baked in. Yeah, don't care about the room, I want to see me. Look at that. So no, no mirrors. These are mini mannequins. Oh, they have the creepy head moving or not? No, they're good. Oh, they're floating a little bit. I'm sure the Wanderer will fix that very soon. It's a little tight around here. And yes, they're definitely floating a little bit. Right now I don't have this mod that transfer what you wear to the mannequin straight away. Scrolls door open. Now you see this one, if I put my scrolls in there and I go to another house that has the cloud storage, whatever I've put in my scroll cloud storage, I will have access to from any other container, which is cool. Here you can sort everything, but I have nothing to sort, so I'm gonna keep it. Love the roses, that's Korana's. Creepy head, creepy head. Mannequins do that. Yeah, these are Korana's roses. They're super pretty, but you know they're flat. I'm sure nowadays we could do something better. Like right now they are flat. They're the same way as the ivy in the game. It's just a flat texture with alpha channels. Maybe they could be done like, you know, to have two of them, you know, crossed way and way to work like made to work like speed trees. They would be speed roses. Yes, that would be tough. It would also double the amount of rendering, which is very expensive. Mirrors are tough even in modern games. Seeing just you in the mirror is probably pretty easy to fake. A clone of the player can be created and fitted in this. Yeah, I'm guessing that would be probably more effort than it is worth. This is a lovely, lovely bust. Korana's stuff, I think. This is lovely as well. Lovely, it's all very lovely. Barabbas. Love it. And... oh, you saw. Did you see? It actually shows the time. All of that with Morrowind scripting, unless the Wanderer has updated the script to be MWSE, though I don't see the point because it works the way it is. Look at that. I love it. Barabbas. I think he's reworked the textures a little bit, because I think the original one was all brown and wooden. Yeah, he really has a knack to make those pretty interiors. Like, I would be... This is so advanced, but it's also really old. That resource has been around for a long while. Sorry. I would. Do I have perfect placement? I don't have perfect placement. Sorry. I would make it non-pickable. Really. It's a bit awkward. Like, oh, I just picked up my grandfather's clock. There we go. Oh, no problem. Fixed. All of this connected to the cloud storage again. And we've been around. Let's take a look. I love the round room. I want to sit there. I want to sit. I need an asphalt cushion. Just plop it there. Lord, would it work to add this to the asphalt config, or to make an interrupt to make it sittable on? Muffin. It's not a muffin, it's a tiny bread, but it's okay, I'll take it. Silver pot, that is... This is a mother's, it's a... what's her name? Can't think of it. This might be Corona, actually. She also had a teapot resource. But because it's a mother's resource, then modders give it a different ID, which makes it harder to make it compatible with Ashful, unless they provide an interrupt for it. Ah, yes! I have been... crap, I can't. Oh, at least I can do that. Kalishan, thank you. Thank you, it is Kalishan. Though I think this particular one is... yes, a simple return, exactly, Spirit Torin. Like, begin, there is a mod, it's called no pickup. The script already, not a mod, a script. There's already a vanilla script, no pickup, which is begin, return, end. There we go. I would definitely put it for the clock. And most of these, actually. Is that for... wigs? It is for wigs, isn't it? I don't have a wig. I can put my shoes. There we go. With the incredible Morrowind physics. Love this place. Absolutely love this place. I would... it's a little tight to maneuver. But it's so pretty. I don't know, like I don't know models very well. But if it's possible to keep the model as it is, but to cheat and make the collision actually here, see what I mean? So when you're walking through, you would kind of walk through the wood a little bit, but you wouldn't have to wriggle your way through. Like it. Very, very much like it. Yeah, I'm sure like he'll do that very, very easily. Is that Dritz on the wall? It looks like a drawer, doesn't it? I don't know. Heavy armor? Like metal? I don't think so. I think Dritz wears leather, being a druid and all that. That dark elf is so dark, it could be a drawer. You'd be sitting cross-legged. That's exactly the way I sit. Like, especially with my wonderful Udi, I can actually just go boom. And that's what I do when I'm sitting on the sofa and even sometimes on at my desk. Brother Denin art? I wouldn't know it for sure. Oh my god, you can even change your painting! I think I might go for that. Because I don't know this guy, I don't want to have him staring at me while I'm getting dressed. I really don't care for the naked lady. And the palette matches the whole room better. Neat! This definitely has to be part of the mod of the week. But it's gonna look like I'm playing favorites because the Wanderer's mod lately have been, like, his cloud storage was there. I mentioned a whole bunch of other mod. Your house mod, Denina, with the exterior made by the Wanderer. I would have liked for the hourglass to be like the rest button, but the wait button. Like if you activate it, it says how long do you want to wait. I think I'd like that for the hourglass. Not essential to the mod. I know, but or with the clock as well. You activate it and it brings up the rest menu, but you cannot rest. Here you can sleep, by the way. Resting is permitted. Perfect. I'm a pro at shaving, obviously. Clearly. Oh, hello. Hello, suitcase. I don't know this model. Look at that, you even have the Weekender bag. Looks like a new model by the Wanderer. It could be. Carpet bag. Wardrobe drawer. He didn't change the script on Barabbas clock, so it's still MWSE. Add a no pickup to it probably. And the weight. Love the paintings. Love it. Like I want that room. My cappuccino would be right there. I can picture it. And of course it has the cloud storage, which is cool. Carnigny, sorry for writing on YouTube channel before turn. Thank you for the script info, that was very useful. No problem. It's fine to be on YouTube. I know it's a little more lonely on YouTube than on Twitch, but at least I am reading you. So there's that. This is a little too pretty and feminine for my taste. And this almost too much, but it's mostly pretty. And then I go, whoop, new hair. Nope. That would be so cool. And thank you so much for the follow. All right, what else do we want to look at? What is the time? Let's see if we can squeeze another mod. Magicka Expanded. No, that's not a mod to test. The Magic Rock. We can go to Margan and see it in the flesh. Let's do this. I am no closer to knowing which one is going to be mod of the week. This one will be there somehow. Margan. Divine Intervention, I think. Oh. The Sheep of Morrowind. Yeah, that particular item. It was not super smart of me to make a fish lantern. Yeah, it's there. It's there, okay? No, the temple is this way. At least you can rewind on YouTube, true, quite easily. No, where's the temple? Am I... No, that is the temple. Well, the shrine. All right. Here it is. Oh, oh my God.
What was that?
The screenshots are all fine and dandy, but the red water, brilliant. Okay, now shut up. There's a Dunmer going in my ear. Tralas, shut up. I guess they're muttering their prayers. The only one not praying is this guy, but I don't think I want to talk to him either. Don't think you're very friendly. The armor, though, neat. And this is the rock, the sacred rock of Margan. Stop muttering in my ear, people. Beautiful. What do you think? There is also the proper Shinto sort of shrine, which is a different aesthetics that may not appeal to everyone. It's pretty, but if you don't like other cultural influences in your game, then that won't work. Pretty. This might be a runner-up. Okay, I'm going out because they're driving me nuts. I think with their. All right, there we have it. Okay, now this is a lantern, and that works really nice. I especially like it. It's completely random. It comes with hold it. So Fargoth as a commoner, I think I gave him the thief list. Fargoth at night can carry his torch because it's there. He can carry a little bag like that, and it always makes me so happy when he's sneaking with that loot bag there, going to his secret place. I like it when that happens. I like this one. Anyhow, I believe the fish looks dumb. No need to remind me. I agree that the fish looks dumb. I might remove it entirely. And I believe this is it for the mod testing, exploring, discussing for the day. I will see you. Okay, now let me tell you that the important thing's happening. Tomorrow you're going to have the mod of the week article, but spoiler, you pretty much know my thoughts on that. There's going to be the new interview. I believe it's 11:30 for a patch for purist, synesthesia for the creatures, the publicans, that's also half. So look on my blog for that. And on Sunday, it's been forever. I haven't played the game. I really want to play the game. All I need to do, it's very simple. I just need to update all these mods and make sure that I don't break my game while updating everything, especially Ashfall. Did you put a screenshot of the backpacks? Maybe not yet. That's the old one. I like the old one too. The new ones are, there it is. Pretty lovely. I also like the one with the torches on the side. Ah, beautiful. Ah, gorgeous. With the teapot. I love that. That's another thing. I wish I had that in my backyard. Maybe not the skull. I'm not too sure about the skull staring at me. But Merlord, do you also distribute the actual teapot? I see you have to have green tea though. Do you distribute the actual teapot? Because I would totally use that. Oh, Sikor, and that was the latest video. Okay, all right, hang on. What is the latest video? Gotta see. No, your channel is not Merlord, actually. I should have you somewhere there. Is it under Jeremy? I know you have Merlord. There it is. Bushcrafting. have to play with the UI, with Seth's UI mod as well. We got trees, we can make a backpack, wood, rope, sack, leather. And that's already with the crafting framework integrated. Umit teapots. It is crafting framework, nice. And now you can, oh, I like the chest. You can really build a camp, like a working camp within minutes. Gotta make rope. You know, I'm thinking about my bards mod and I wanted to find a way to make my tent. Boom, you recovered everything, nice. The sound when you're destroying sounds a little too clanky for mostly wooden items. That's just me trying to criticize something because otherwise I can't praise you all the time. It's just boring. Neat. Always have rope. You never know. You do need to replace it. Yeah. I'm glad we agree. So yeah, my tent. Ooh, I see you have a good book in your inventory too. The tent that I have for a Bard's Life, that was really kit bashed. I don't think it's worth trying to make it compatible with Ashfall when you can do that with Ashfall. So I think I'll just drop it. And I had to do, you know, I put a basis that's this thick so that it would not float. It was just terrible. Straw hat, obviously. When will you include the straw bikini? The Tarzan, what is it called? Sash? It did sound a little bit like a lightsaber, yes. Yeah. I spent some extra time modeling the hat. Oh, so it's been improved. Not on the front way. It's good you give us the extra information just in case. Just in case we were, you know, wondering. Excellent. Well, looking forward to that update as well. That's going to be amazing. The framework can add a ton of emotions to this poor, lonely ashland of bandits out there in the wilderness. Yes, though... Random Bal. No, that's not it. That's not the one. It's not the one. Random Pal did something that I wanted to do, but then he did it for me. Well, for everyone, really. More believable bandit camps. You definitely want to grab this one. Essentially, he took the Ashfall items, the tent, the bedroll, and everything, and added them, like you see, moderately to a number of bandit camps. It would be really neat if he updated it to include the new items that Merlord has created, the table, the chest, the backpack even. But you want this one. So instead of, you know, 2 Ashlanders with a stool and a fire camp, and apparently they live there, they have, like the tent here is folded, they can live there. So that's the one you want. Whatever your problem with Morrowind, there's a mod for it. And if there isn't, somebody can make it. Might even be you, which is amazing. Right. Check my blog for the interview and the mod of the week. On Sunday, I will be playing, but I need to update all of these. It's only going to take me a day. give or take. Secor, I mean, it's a well-known fact that I'm a huge fan of Ashfall and most mods by Murlord. So maybe I'm not, you know, credible anymore, but honestly, tons of people really, really, really like it. And my problem are too many mods. Is there a mod for that? Absolutely. Null Cascade created a plugin for MWSC and Rymash that allows you to install more than 256 mods. You can now have 1024. There you go. So there is a mod. If you have too many mods, there is a mod that lets you have even more mods. That's what you meant, right? Right? Yeah, that's what you meant. I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. Let me see who is playing Morrowind right now. Not even me, which is sad. The Elder Scrolls Online. I know that people who like Morrowind. I have a follow on YouTube. I miss hearing that song. Thank you so much for the follow on YouTube. I don't know who you are, but there's me. The people who search Morrowind also search Morrowind. Okay, I'm not judging. Past videos. No one is playing Morrowind. Apparently. Oh well. Well, in that case, we are not going to raid anyone playing Morrowind. Do you need to install with Rymash to use it? That is a good question, Skink. I know that Rymash sort of automatically does it. I think it works with Rymash only. Murlord would know better because he understands better. I think you need Rymash. But I wouldn't. No, I am not gonna raid. I'm not sure anyone can raid also. I'm guessing big streamers probably have like restrictions so they don't get trolled. Or have little streamers raiding them, hoping to get a shout out, which is not my case, but you know. Don't play it. Don't really want to. It's a different game. Like SO, before being an Elder Scrolls title, is an MMORPG. That's it. It's an MMORPG set in the world of the Elder Scrolls, but that comes second because the way you play the game is an MMORPG, and if you can't stand, you know, the grinding and the people having, you know, neon pink pets and gigantic wings and fiery mounts and that sort of things, the sort of things you see in MMORPGs, if you don't like that, you're not gonna like SO for sure. I don't think so. Rymash detects it for you. All right. Oh no, I'm stupid. You're right, Prof. It is part of MWSE. It is part of MWSE. That's the thing. Guys, I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of your day. It's 12 o'clock for me, so I'm gonna eat something and then do what you call it, work. That's the one. I'll see you on Sunday, guys, if you're around. Have a lovely day, and thank you for being here. Oh, and if you like the Udi thingy, there's the link thingy. Do it. That way, the Udi company will know they didn't waste their time sending me one for free. Thank you. See you guys.
The moon and stars come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Neramar, come and look upon the heart, look upon the heart. Oh, lay down your weapons, It is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon my heart. Upon my heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god, god. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. Well, the moon and star, come to me through fire and war. Oh, oh, come Nerevar, come and look upon my heart. Look upon my heart. Oh, lay down your weapons. It is not too late for my mercy. Oh, oh, come and look upon my heart. Look upon my heart. Oh, 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 I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god, god. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. There is no escape. Oh, I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god, god. I'm a god. I'm a god.